Alright ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? It's ConflctNerd Family here today bringing you another episode of Another Brick in the Mall. In today's video we're going to go ahead and continue where we left off from the last episode. So, at the end of the last episode, we were going ahead and dealing with our staff, and more in particularly the shifts and hours that our staff work. So right now, it's a bit mixed and I'm not very happy with it, so we're going to go ahead and change that. I've also let the game run for about 3 days, so we have unlocked Road Network 1, which allows for connections to additional road entrances, and that means that we can get a better pool of staff when they interview, and I think there's a few other benefits as well, but I'll not need them just yet. Going ahead and solving the staff issue, we have only 4 checkouts, but at times, as you can see, we have 6 cashiers. So can you see the problem? I can too, and that's what we're going to go ahead and deal with this morning. So let's go ahead and first of all remove that foundation right down, or no, it's no. Let's undo that. I want to remove wall. I don't want to remove the foundation. That's what we're going to do. Then we're going to add in more checkouts down the front here. So we're going to go ahead and the stores, in a sense, it's going to be symmetrical. That's really what it is going to be. Yesterday we got a lot of sales. You didn't see it was off camera, but it was the most we've ever had in a day. I've also added in a few more items, so unlocked a few new stuff in terms of food for the fridges. So that was milk, dairy, fresh, meat and fish, and that was through, I believe, that was the cold cuts unlock. I'm pretty sure we got our cold chain unlock, which we got at the end of the last episode. Right, so with the store extended though, we are going to go ahead and make some modifications. So first of all, I want to go ahead and jump in here to assign, and I want to go ahead and extend the store out here and then down here as well. So everything sort of evolves around the storeroom, which is at the front of the shop, which is something you don't really get. You'd usually get it at the back of the shop, but the way I've laid out the shop, this is how it is, and it works out okay, to be honest. Along with that though, I want to go ahead and add in some more checkouts, so that's what I'm going to do very quickly. So I want to have them coming up the back here basically, sort of similar and kind of symmetrical actually to how we have it in the other side of the shop. So we're going to have the 4 along the front, and then what we're going to do is we're slowly but surely going to go ahead and build backwards. So the day's now started. It looks like people are turning up to the shop. Unfortunately, none of my workers are in yet, which is a bit of a problem, so I'm hoping they turn up very, very shortly. Here they come now, so there we go, that's 2 of them starting off at 6 o'clock here, though they're a little bit late, and I'm not really at all sure why that is. We've only got 2 staff on until it looks like 9 o'clock actually, which is kind of risky, so hopefully things don't get too busy. I'll go ahead and speed up the game and see actually what happens here. The good thing is we've got more checkouts now, so when we have 6 staff on, 6 of them can go ahead and use checkouts, because we were a bit limited before with just having the 2 checkouts. I can see us bringing another staff member in earlier on in the morning, because this queue is a bit ridiculous. We should have more staff members coming in now, which is good. However, it seems to be once customers are for some reason in a queue, they can't go ahead and change to another queue, so that's a little bit silly. But as you can see, the shop is really, really busy. We're already up to about over 60 sales and it's still 11 o'clock. We can see that the checkouts are extremely busy. Whoever stocks it, the stocking clerk or whatever, is very busy as well. We also got some more fresh items as well, so we got fresh vegetables and fruit as well, and as you can see, these checkouts over to the left are being used as well. That was really, really what I was after. It looks like some people are still annoyed though at the queues, it looks like. So occurrence is 10, customers left the store without buying anything because the checkouts are full, so I don't think that's going to be continuing for too much longer. But one thing I'm going to do is go ahead and jump into here. You start at 6 o'clock at night. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and revert you, and you're going to start at what, 6 AM in the morning instead. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to push someone who starts off at 9 o'clock in the morning to start later in the day. So you'll start at, yeah, I think that works out, so 3 o'clock. So the graph's a bit random again, it's a little bit different, but I think that's going to work out better going forward. There's going to be a drop right in the middle of the day, or like maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon down to 3 staff, but that's only going to be very, very temporarily. And there will be 6 staff following that, so any backlog that builds up can be cleared out very, very shortly. So there we go, that is, as you can see, the shop's really not busy at this time of night. That's why I'm moving someone essentially a little bit around, moving someone from the back end through to the front end to the morning shift. So 311 sales all in all today. I really cannot complain about that at all, and the shop is doing quite well. What I do want to do though is go ahead and attend to the needs. So fast food is something and beer is something which is in demand. As we can see here, we've got a little bit of statistics. So Tier 1 on display 0, demand 61, yesterday sales 0, so unfortunately we're not doing too well. We can go ahead and the orange bars are basically what the demand is, and the green is what you're actually supplying. So it's evident we need to put more bottled water onto the shelves. I would also say probably more snacks as well. So that is stuff which we're going to go ahead and start to implement. So we'll go ahead and add in some more bottled water there. We'll then add in some more snacks on there. What else do we need? Can we go ahead and filter this? We can't unfortunately filter it by the way I want to, so I just need to go ahead and pick certain stuff out. Breakfast cereal, rice and pasta, those are two as well, which I think we can go ahead and implement very, very easily. And also just want to fill up a lot more of the store, because the store looks very, very empty right now. Currently we're working towards our night hours, so that is going ahead and giving us access, basically making the shop 24/7. That's really what I want to aim for, just so we can continuously just have sales non-stop. That's really what I want going forward. Why are you here? You really shouldn't be at work at this stage. I mean, we should have someone coming in early to start work, yes, but you're a bit extremely early. Anyway, the next day is starting, so we had 311 sales yesterday, so let's see if we can go ahead and beat that today. There's still some more stocking issues it looks like. I think I need to go ahead and add in another door. That's what I definitely need to do on the inside here, because right now the guy's having to leave the shop to go ahead and stock the shelves. As we can see, this morning is not as cluttered. It doesn't look like we're really pissing off any customers, which is good to see. We've also got a lot of people on at the checkouts right now, which is good. Our sales are doing even better than yesterday, so overall things are moving forward at a much faster rate, which is good to see. I do want to go ahead and actually start to do some decorating, so we can go ahead and do some floor tiles. This isn't really that exciting, but I want to go ahead and start to do it. So what are we going to go for? Well, we have a choice. That's the thing, and I'm not really bothered what we go for, but I just want to change it from the default, because the default looks just that little bit boring, if you understand what I'm saying. So I think what we're going to do at the front here at the checkout area, we're going to go ahead and make this area white, and then the rest, actually I think the storeroom we might go ahead and do floor type 1, whatever that is. I think it's just the default actually. What's the difference between that and floor type 6? Okay, floor type 6 is a little bit different actually, which is understandable. That's why you have two options in here. Then the rest of the shop, I think we're just going to go for sort of this cream colour actually. Something a little bit different, something that, yeah, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of, but we've changed it up anyway, and we can go ahead and change it back later on. But that is this day pretty much over. It's at the same amount of sales, or it's at 2 extra sales, and we've still got an hour left to go, which is good. So that there is that day done, and yeah, we bet by 6 sales, which wasn't that many to be fair. However, we have now got a new unlock, which is good. So night hours is complete, so we can now make our shop a 24 hours a day shop, 24/7 shop. So let's go ahead and jump into zones here. Let's make sure store selected. So the shop's going to be 24/7. Actually, I should go ahead and wait till tomorrow to go ahead and align this. So let's get the game back onto times donkey speeds and just continue with our needs right now. So bottled water and soda, those are two which are really badly needing shelved a lot more. So let's go ahead and add in soda, then let's go ahead and add it in on the shelves as well, and then also more bottled water. So that's plenty of that. That needs met. What else have we got? Fresh fish. We have fresh fish, do we? I don't know if we do. I'm very unsure if we have fresh fish. Where would fresh fish be? Fresh fish would maybe be in the... I'm going to build some more fridges here actually. Let me go ahead and jump into build, jump into objects, come up here to... whereabouts are we? Fridges. Going to add in some more fridges because I'm a little bit unsure in that one, I'm not going to lie. Can add in an extra fridge there and a few extra fridges there. Again, I'm just pretty much going to go ahead... I built that wrong. We'll deal with that later on. I'm just going to fill out the rest of the shop for the time being. Right, do we have fresh fish? Yeah, we do actually, which is interesting. So we'll go ahead and fill that up a little bit more there. So hopefully that's going to go ahead and meet the needs that little bit more better. There's always going to be improvements. Fresh bread, for example, is one which is very much in demand, even though I've already got 2 tables for it. So this is something which is just going to constantly be checked and something which is constantly going to be altered. I'm really liking how everything is doing here. I'm going to go ahead and work on the car park though in a second as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slow this game down because we're going to go ahead and implement our 24 hours now. So going back to the staffing during the day is quite good. However, it's more the night time now I need to go ahead and deal with. So what I want to do is go ahead and take a cashier which starts at... what time do I really want to go ahead and do this? I need to make quite a large altercation. So one of the staff, when do you start? You start at 3 o'clock, and I want to go ahead and push your starting hours to 8 o'clock at night, and then you'll work through to 4 AM in the morning. And then I want to go ahead and someone who starts at 6 AM, I need to go ahead and alter them, and you're going to start at like 2 AM in the morning. So there is, for a small amount of time, I believe, going to be someone by themselves in the store. We can go ahead and maybe alter that as well though. I'm just trying to think the best way to do this. So I think I want to push a 9 o'clock person forward a little bit to 10 o'clock. Then I want to go ahead and push the 3 o'clock person ahead to... what? So that would be 5 o'clock, yes. And then I want to go ahead and push another 3 o'clock person forwards to... you're only going to have 3 staff members in though. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. This is why I think we need an extra staff member now, actually. That would kind of make sense. So, wait, you start at... oh, okay, you start at 4. Right, we'll go ahead and push you back and start you at... oh no, 4 works out quite well. You know what, we're going to go with that right now and see how it works, because I'm not really going to be able to tell how it works until we actually go ahead and do it ourselves. So let's go ahead though, and I want to put the game back onto ×3 speed. We're also going to go ahead and jump in and build some more roads and some more customer car parking. Staff car parking's fine up the side actually. I'm going to go ahead and extend it for the time being. I do like the staff zone there. Then what we're going to go ahead and do is, storage is fine, we definitely don't need that many storage things. So what I think we're going to go ahead and do is actually do customer parking along here as well, just so it's closer to the door, so that means that people will hopefully be more happier, and I'm just hoping my shop will get that little bit more use. So how are we doing right now? I'm very much monitoring how my staff are doing, because I'm very anxious really, I guess you could say, on if we're going to have enough staff to cover the whole day and night. So we're at this time of the evening and I think we should have 5 staff on, so we're doing quite well on sales. We're actually in the profit and the queues aren't too bad at all, so that's fine. We're now down, yeah, we're still back at 5 staff, which is good. Then it's going to be quite late, it drops down to 2 staff, so we're down to 3 staff right now and it's at 10 o'clock at night. And as you can see, this amount of staff is doing totally fine. I really can't fault this, so 3 staff's totally fine. Definitely need to add in a janitor, and I definitely need to go ahead and add in another stock clerk. Now we're down to just 2 staff members right now, which is interesting. I think one of yous will go home at 2 AM, so I think I'll be just one of yous overnight. So as you can see right now, overnight it's not profitable. However, we don't really need to worry about that too much. So in general, things are, and I mean they will get busier overnight, but right now everything's just really quiet. So right now we're just down to the 1 cashier, but another guy's just jumped on, so that seems to be solving that issue. And as long as there's 2 people in the shop throughout the whole night, then we're totally fine. I'm just curious about the morning now. How will the morning do? Will 6 AM be okay? I think it should be okay, because we've got these 2 people. One of them goes home, well, someone's came in at 4 o'clock, one of them's just gone home, and then the other guy should go home at 6 AM, I believe. Though I'm not 100% sure. Maybe not, I don't know. I think we should be okay though. So that's 3 of you guys, that's 4 of you guys on before 7 AM, so that'll be fine. Then everything's about to pick back up and get extremely busy again. As you can see here, we've got alcohol license as well, so that's going to be extremely useful, just because recently we've had a very high demand for beer, so we can go ahead and finally meet that. So let's add liqueur onto the shelf. Let's go ahead and add in, the menu system can be a little bit difficult here, beer, and then along with that let's go ahead and add in some wine, so that works out nicely. I definitely do need to go ahead and hire some more staff though, so let's go ahead and hire some more stock clerks. So unlock and buy new road access. Do I need to buy? How do I buy road access? That is something which I'm a little bit confused about. So if I jump down here, can I go ahead and buy this? Because I've now got roads network extensions 1, so I should be able to connect to one of these outlets. But for some reason I can't. So on the road extensions one, I'm not actually that sure, to be honest, how that's going to work. So let's just go ahead and go back to staff. Let's go ahead and hire myself a new stock clerk. So I just need a decent one, and it looks like Kurt Carlson, you're the guy for the job. So how are we doing here? This is interesting. So if you're to start at midnight, then if I was to start you at 1 o'clock, that would work really well actually. So we're going to have 2 throughout the start of the day, which is probably the best time to have you, and then we have 1 consistently around the clock. So that works out quite nicely. If we jump down to the maintenance center, I need to go ahead and hire more janitors. That's definitely something which I need to do. I need to hire probably 2 or 3 more. So janitor skill, looks like Julian Larson, you're probably the best. 70 years old, but that'll work out fine. And then I want to go ahead and I want to give you a kind of difficult shift. So basically one of you guys starts at 9 AM, the other one starts at 5 o'clock. So that means then overnight when it's less busy, there's no janitor in, but that still works out quite well. And that means the 2 janitors will work sort of one shift after the other, and then if we wanted a third, we can go ahead and put it in overnight. But honestly, I really don't think, because there'll be so little customers in overnight, that it won't make a difference. Right now there's a lot of footprints, but this is just due to the fact that it's not been cleaned since 5 o'clock. And I can imagine these were from much earlier in the day. Right, so it's been a while since the last clip. As you can see at night, there's definitely no need for a janitor, so really my idea works out quite well, I would say. Going ahead and turning my attention to research, we're very close to getting frozen food, which is good. After that, I honestly don't know what I'm going to go for, that's the thing. I think we might go ahead and start off by working towards restrooms after this, because I think that would be a really useful one to go ahead and unlock. Just looking at my different needs here, a lot of them are bottled water, soda, liquor, all that, you know, drinkable stuff, as you can see. So that's something which I want to promote, but along with that, we're also getting fast food, bowling and movies, but I think for all of those you need toilets, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and unlock that one next. That should come in at 6 AM, I believe, and then the shop, well, the shop's doing well. I'm actually really happy with it. I went ahead and added some more stuff onto the shelves, as we can see, so the store is a little bit more full. However, we're still a long way off being at the stage where I really want to be. Right, so that means I got some frozen food, which is good, so got some more unlocks. I'm going to go ahead and do quite a bit more building up the back here. I'm going to go ahead and break my own sort of rule, which is to go ahead and consistently keep up the same kind of, if it's for example food shelves, have them all on the line. I have to break that now just because we're getting to the stage that we are needing to, I need more fridges, and I don't really want to extend this store. This is going to be our starting store, then we're going to go ahead and we are going to make changes as we go forward. We're going to go ahead and start to make individual stores, for example like a liquor store and a clothing store, electronics store, a bakery, that sort of thing. This is long term though, when we actually have a proper shopping mall up and running. So it looks like round about this time of day, round about 6 o'clock, I can see that we're starting to miss a few customers. There's only 4 occurrences when we have struggled to go ahead and meet customer demands. However, I can definitely see there is more need for more cashiers because there's lots of shelves here. I can see a shelf over here, shelf in the middle. So a lot of stuff that needs just more stocking. I think to go ahead and also add in more cashiers at certain times of the day too. So there's a lot of work which we need to go ahead and work on for the end of this episode. So let's go ahead and jump back into store. Let's go ahead staff. I'm going to hire some more cashiers. So what have we got here? I think Travis Ellison, I think you are a good buy. So we'll go ahead and get you in. You've got all round good skills actually, which is nice to see. Whenabouts is yours starting? So you're set to start at midnight, which is just not the best thing at all. So let's go ahead and let's start you at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. No, you're going to be a morning person actually. So you're going to be starting at probably about 7 o'clock. I would say 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning actually. So you're going to cover just the majority of the day. So you're doing a 9 to 5. So that's going to relieve the pressure during the day. I think I might go ahead and move somebody who starts at... Someone who starts at 12 o'clock at the day. I'm just going to push their hours 2 forward so it's a nice flatter graph. So at all times you still do not have more than 5 cashiers. However, the coverage is a little bit better going into the evening and in the morning as well. The evening especially I think does need it. Along with that, we definitely need to go ahead and get myself more stock clerks. Eddie Stokes, you're going to get hired, and also That's an interesting one actually. Not really liking any of this at all. Stock clerk, your best level here is Greg, but Greg's not got good overall skills. What about you? You're 21 and you're 22, so Alice, Barbara, you're going to go ahead and join us as well here. So, Alice, what time are you going to start? You're going to do the late shift, my good friend. So you're going to start then. When do you start? You start at midnight, and I don't like that. So you're going to go ahead and you start at 4. I'm going to push you to start at 6 actually. Then this other stock clerk is going to start at... Okay, if you start at midnight, I need to go ahead and sort by stock clerks. We've got a lot here. I guess it's like 2 all round now, which is good to see. So instead of you starting at 1, actually you're fine. Instead of you starting at 6, we'll start you at 8, so that works out perfectly there. So we've always got 2 stock clerks, basically just running back-to-back 8-hour shifts, which works out quite well. That will mean that I shouldn't have any more problems with lacking of shelves being stocked. For example, here you can see that got filled up pretty quickly, and in general I'm starting to notice less gaps in my store. I'm starting to notice more customers though, I think, that's for sure. We're definitely increasing on the customer numbers, definitely got enough car parking spaces. However, I'm just thinking if we had more cashiers, then we might be able to go ahead and attract more customers. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to work on the needs for the time being and see where that gets me. So I've continued to pretty much fill up my store actually, and as you can see we're doing quite well. I might have to go ahead and expand this actually before we go ahead and start to work towards something else. Anyway, so that's me unlocked restrooms, which is good. We're now going to go ahead and turn my attention now to our restaurants. This is a long one, 96 hours, 4 days. However, we've got cold chains and we've got everything we require for it. It's just I want to go ahead and for the next episode start on a new kind of building. For the end of this episode though, we now do have restrooms, and that is something which I want to go ahead and implement in here if we can. So let's go ahead and jump in here to foundations. We're going to build the restroom over here just because I think we might expand the store. It's no guarantee, but we might expand the store. So if we do, it's going to be over this side anyway. So we'll just see how things work out as we go on here. I'm quite happy and I feel I'm meeting the needs. It's just I can't really predict what customers want, that's the thing. So right now I've gone ahead and obviously got placeholders for like clothing, but we've not got clothing and we're not going to get clothing anytime soon just because everyone has a really high demand for food right now. The good thing is though that we're near enough pushing on 400 sales. We might reach 400 sales today. I don't think we will unfortunately, but overall things are moving smoothly. I think we might actually be down on sales today, but everything's moving smoothly. We're not really getting that many customer complaints, which is good either, and of course that's just a notification there for restrooms being unlocked. So let's go ahead and start to build some restrooms. So a sign, if I go ahead and jump down here, restrooms, so what do I actually require for this? A facility where customers can freshen up and empty their bladders. Requires access, requires toilet cubicles and toilet sinks. So that is quite easy to go ahead and do, so we'll assign that there, a restroom. We'll then go ahead, don't know if you have to have a boys and a girls, I don't think you actually do, which is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, gender fluid, or not gender fluid, that's really not the right word. Gender neutral toilets is actually starting to become quite a big thing. Not really in this country, but when I was in Denmark it was very common to have. Right, let's actually go ahead and build our first ever toilet, though we're going to need a lot of these anyway, so this will work out fine. So let's go ahead and rotate these. The toilet cubicles are extremely small. However, it'll work out, it'll be fine. So we'll go ahead and add in a bunch of these. I don't know whereabouts actually, we'll go ahead and, yeah, there's going to be a lot of toilets. I realise I've made this restroom extremely large, but oh well, can't really complain. Then we're going to have sinks along the walls here, at the side and then along the bottom as well. So that's actually quite a lot. Then we're going to go ahead and add in a door as well for that. We'll actually add in a double door. I don't know why I'm doing a double door, but I mean there's the space there, so we'll go ahead and add that in and our guy will come along and hopefully get that sorted very shortly. So we're into the next day. I want to see this car park fill up more, I'm not going to lie. We are definitely going to have to go ahead and there is not enough cashiers on during the day, so we're going to go ahead and up to 8, so that's what we're going to do towards the end of this episode. That restroom is now actually in operation, it's not getting any use. There we go, there's someone using it, which is nice to see. You've been in there for quite a while, mate, and you also didn't wash your hands, so that's kind of disgusting. Not gonna lie to you. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode, as I said, with getting a lot more staff. Nah, just a lot more staff, that's the bottom line. So we'll hire you, definitely, because you seem like the man for the job. Then we'll hire, you've got speed, your sociability is like absolutely awful. I think we'll hire Dean, because Dean seems alright. Then we're going to go ahead and hire Martha, so that's another 3. We'll definitely hire you, Luke, so that's 4. Well then, speed, sociability, you're quite good as well, so that's 5 more. Hire you as well, that's 6. It's just if somebody's got good stats, I'll go ahead and hire them. So all 3 of those, they don't really have that great stats. So the good thing is now that we have a lot more cashiers in operation, or we will have a lot more in operation, which is good. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. You're going to start at 6 o'clock, you're going to start at midnight, so you're going to start at 8 o'clock going forwards. Then we're going to do a similar system. So you're going to start at 8 o'clock in the day, and then you're going to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that means now that we have more staff covering the night shift, a lot more staff. It might be too many staff covering the night shift. And along with that we have staff going ahead. It's just basically I've got 6 more people and I've covered them throughout the day. So we've just got a little bit better coverage. As you can see right now, going into the evening, we have 3 staff members on. We have 4 staff members on, which is probably way too many. But in saying that, our shop's getting a lot more use at night, but I've actually got 5 staff on. There's no way we need 5 staff throughout the night, that's for sure. The bad thing is the graph doesn't show very well throughout the night. For some reason, it doesn't update that great. So what we're going to go ahead and do is you start at... Who starts at midnight? You start at midnight. You're going to go ahead and get moved on to the day shift. So you're going to start at... Or you're going to do maybe a 1 o'clock till... Yeah, we'll do that instead. So we'll do... That works out nicely. So you'll start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So mainly throughout the day we actually have 7 staff on, which is good. So we've really increased our staff numbers here just to go ahead and get no complaints. 1 staff, or that was 29 occurrences we got there. People leaving because the queues were too full. And also missed opportunity. Customers are leaving because they're hungry and there's no restaurants available. We're still unlocking that, but it won't be too long now. So as you can see right now, we have 6 cashiers on, so this is doing absolutely great. We should go ahead and break my sales record today, no problem. 424 sales, and now we've gone ahead and obviously got the modification of staff. Things are going so great. The amount, I think we have 7 cashiers on right now, which is just insane. Then we should bump up to 8 quite shortly as well, so we'll definitely go ahead and... I don't know, we'll be very close to this record. Yeah, we got... No, we've still got 7 on right now. It's just insane, literally. Look at the car park. That's the thing I find the most interesting. Just everybody coming and going. I find it's just nice to people watch. I'm very much one of these people who could just sit in a... I know it sounds a bit strange, but I could sit in a coffee shop and just stare at the window for ages. That's something that I could just do. I just find what people do interesting. That's the bottom line. Right, so as you can see as well, we're also doing extremely well in our profit margin. As you can see, we've broke a record there. We're getting, and we will beat that sales record. As you can see, our objective, sell 40 different kinds of product. We're a bit away from that, and well, we're not actually working towards it right now because we're doing research for something different. Make 5,000 total sales, we'll reach that one within the next 2 days. Have 100 customers on site at once. That's difficult, that one. And it's going to be a while. I think we're going to need restaurants, bowling alleys for that. And turn 2,000 profit in a day. Well, we're up at 1,400, which is not bad. And we've also beat that sales figure by quite a bit. We should reach 500 actually. And are we going to hit it? Yep, we should be. There's a few people in the store, so actually this is going to be incredibly close. But there we go, that's us hit 500, which I'm very happy about. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this episode up here, so I hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. Go down into that description below, check out my social medias, and find out when I'm next posting a video. And that is all for this video, ladies and gentlemen, so thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.